thinking that now that we are working on getting ourselves a refinery that can work for the country, what I expect from the government is that there should be better structures to make it work. I mean, we cannot be having a lot of oil. If you are comparing Nigeria with other countries, you see Dubai, South Africa, they also have oil like we do, but those countries are doing better. They have a lot of packages that are favoring their citizens, and there is a lot of pressure being lowered for the masses there. So I think now that we have a refinery, it's one thing to have it. So it's what we make do of the refinery that actually counts for us. That is worth celebrating that we finally have one. Because if at the end we do not actually put right structures there and there is corruption, there is maybe embezzlement and all these vices that it's not really going to benefit anybody. So currently now people are almost like giving up. They're like the government is not actually looking towards the side of the citizens, and so people just try to be on their own. But with this kind of development, if it is well handled, if they just do it in such a way that it benefits not only the people at the end of their affairs but also the masses, I think it will be something very good.
As the commissioner, we expect everything to come back normal. You understand? Yeah. So that we masses will not suffer as Nigeria. So we have everything here. So everything's supposed to come down normal so that we can be able to avoid to buy fuel, other things. So things need to come back normal. It's a good idea. It's a welcome improvement. So we pray everything will come back normal.
First and foremost, Dangote is going to be selling petroleum products at market prices to Nigerians, and foreigners is going to be exporting to. So I don't expect crude oil to be sold to Dangote at discounted or subsidized prices. He must also buy Nigerian crude oil at market prices if he's going to be selling his products to Nigerians at market prices. So that's the first and most important thing that I expect the government to ensure, that he's not being given subsidized crude oil if he's not selling subsidized petroleum products. Aside from that, I feel they should just make sure that he distributes properly. He doesn't get to the point. The refinery is large, so there shouldn't be a point where people in Kano are not getting enough of his petrol, so they are now buying at 800 naira, because a monopoly can cause that. When he knows that he's the only source of petrol, it could get to a point where he will say, oh, we didn't produce enough today. They must give him a mandate. The way they gave mandates to the telecoms companies when they came in, they told them you must achieve this by so time and you must reach these areas by so time. So they must tell him to that. If you are not able to reach these places, just mind your own business and be doing your export business. Let the importers continue. So that's the second part. Then the whole deal, I think there's a deal between NNPC also and Dangote Refinery, where at one point they were looking at investing 20% into Dangote Refinery. There was a point where they were discussing that. I didn't follow up to see how they finalized that deal. But if NNPC has 20% invested in Dangote Refinery, then we should see our monies, our returns come from those monies that they invested. So that's basically it for me. Then environmental protection also. Dangote Refinery is basically, on the basic definition, calling it single train, it means it's the biggest refinery in the world. The biggest single refinery, has the biggest petroleum distiller in the world, and some people have bought lands near it for what God knows what. So government should also see how they are going to protect the environment, to make sure that they are not spilling out, because the kind of toxins that could be spilled out by the biggest refinery in the world could be very disastrous. So government needs to regulate. It's not a joke anymore. This refinery is like building a nuclear plant in Nigeria. They need to leave all the basic things they do, like, oh, this will take care of it. They need to put eyes and make sure everything works well.
I would like to make the make fuel, make it dey cheaper for the masses, and then make it dey available, make it not be as if say na still the way wey be say e dey dey before, na e go still be, wey be say after some months we come dey get scarcity of fuel. The black market sometimes we call it dey cheap pass filling station, wey go take for like months before everything go come calm down again. So as people say they wan do they don commission the refinery too. So I would like make everything dey the way e dey before, you know, cheap, and then people can get access to it. And then any other benefit too for the masses, make it still dey there.
Available and durable. I think you shouldn't be having stocks or standard for anymore. So it should be available and it shouldn't be scarce.